Oh,
Yes, thank you to our witnesses. You made a reference to the Canadian Innovation Corporation. Perhaps you've had a chance to look at their recently released blueprint. I wonder if you might comment on the blueprint, what you think they're doing right, what you'd like to see them do that's not currently in the blueprint. What are your hopes for the CIC?
Yeah, so as I alluded earlier, Senator, I do think the public investment, the quantum of it, feels about appropriate if you benchmark that against the U.S. or the Israel models. That being said, there's always room for improvement, and I think inherent in the movement to CIC is some recognition of the need to kind of improve the efficiency and the focus. And the number one thing I would say is a reference to a Canadian that we should all take great pride in, and that's Kathy Priestner. Kathy Priestner, for those that don't know, was the architect of On the Podium. And Kathy basically, back in 2006, when she started On the Podium, where I think was told that it was a little bit un-Canadian and a little bit ambitious of her to do so, that there needed to be a fundamental change in the endpoint that we're shooting for. And to be the best in the world, for those of us old enough to remember, and I won't do her work justice, she said, you can't do participation. You have to use objective data to focus resources on those that have the probability of success, not the possibility of success. And we look back, I think now with great amount of pride, now 13 plus years in On the Podium, not only the success in Vancouver, but ongoing in the games. And I do think the same challenge exists for the innovation economy in Canada. We can't be everything to everybody. We can't have, as Kathy said, you can't have a world-class skating oval in every town across the country. You need to bring our best together, use high-performance centers, have the best coaches in the world, not the best Canadian coaches, the best facilities in the world, not the best Canadian facilities, if we're going to be the best in the world. So my hope on CIC is that there is a focus on a merit-based approach to concentrate resources where we have the probability of success. And I think that's the only way the country will ultimately be able to compete with countries like Israel, China, and the United States in innovation.
okay. Or go ahead if you want to. We
if I
started a little late, so we're.
I don't think you referred to what is commonly raised in this whole discussion on innovation, which is lower taxes, lower taxes, lower taxes. I mean, there are some who feel that that is the magic bullet. Do you have a comment on whether this is a magic bullet? Where does it rank in the portfolio of initiatives that you would recommend to promote innovation in Canada?
Senator, from my comments, you probably recognize it's not in the top three. If you compare the Canadian tax jurisdiction to Northern California or New York, or even with that of Israel, we're pretty comparable across many of the metrics. I do think that there are some issues, in terms of our ability to attract global talent, in terms of the 5-year threshold where we're basically incenting the most talented building companies in Canada to leave after 5 years. There is some part of the Israeli tax regime to incentivize investment in venture capital that may be marginally better than what we have. But I don't think it's a magic bullet is the short answer, and not the area that we've got the biggest challenge. If you compare that to procurement or institutional investment, those two are much more front and center.
Thank you.